Hello everyone, my name is Ali. I'm a practicing project manager with 20 plus years of industry experience. Today we are going to briefly touch upon two very important aspects of project management, that is requirements and scope. These two terms are often used interchangeably without realizing that these two words have very different meanings. Let's try to understand these terms a bit further. So what's requirements? Let's try to represent requirements as this giant circle. Requirements is nothing but a wish list. Whose wish list? Wish list of the stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? Stakeholders are those who have some stake in the project, those who can positively or negatively influence the project. Stakeholders can be anyone, from the sponsor to the end user of the final outcome of the project. The wish list never stops, and it should not be stopped. It keeps coming from all directions, all the time, right from the beginning of the project till the project ends, and sometimes beyond. Let's try to understand the who, how, and when of the requirements. Capturing and documenting requirements is an art and hence a specialization, usually elicited by a business analyst in the early stages of the project in a phase called requirements gathering phase. There are various tools and techniques to gather requirements. As we highlighted earlier, requirements is nothing but a wish list. As much as collecting and documenting requirements is an art, and part of that art is to educate the stakeholders in giving qualified requirements without getting influenced by the potential solution, time, effort, or cost of the requirements. But one thing that must be done during this stage for sure is to identify the criticality, importance, and hence the priority of the requirements. So what happens next? Well, here's the bridge between requirements and scope. The requirements are carefully analyzed by those who need to build the final product or service. Various parameters including but not limited to various solution options, the time, the effort, the cost, complexity are identified for these requirements. These parameters along with the requirements are then presented and discussed with the stakeholders to finally arrive at what we call as the scope of the project. So in essence, scope of the project is nothing but a subset of the requirements that has been finally accepted or agreed for the project. A subset of the requirements that the project team believes can be completed in the given time and budget of the project. By no means the scope cannot cover the full requirements, but for sure scope cannot become a superset of the requirements. This is called as gold plating. As we can see that while the requirements circle is having a dashed perimeter, indicating that it can keep growing, the scope circle on the other hand has a thick perimeter, indicating that it is tightly controlled or managed. Any new requirements or any changes to earlier requirements need to go through the process of analysis and change management to get itself into the scope area. So this is the difference between requirements and scope. Some terms which are associated with the use of requirements and scope include functional requirements, non-functional requirements, product scope, project scope, what's in scope, what's out of scope, scope statement, scope creep, scope baseline, gold plating that we discussed earlier, work breakdown structure, statement of work, change management, change control board, and many more such terms. I am hoping to cover most of the above topics in my subsequent videos. If you find this video helpful, do not forget to like the video and also subscribe to my channel. Till then, good luck on managing your projects. Bye bye.